So this is forward, this is backward. Yeah. So friends, welcome back. Would you like to pull those curtains so that you can have a, whenever you get bored, you can look outside. Just open it. I don't think it will have any impact on the visibility. Yeah. Actually, I would like to have a hall with full sunshine. So, but most of the halls are made for. So we have seen the session earlier, which actually encapsulates, see how actually the communication is thought by the experts and the program designers and all those things, and how it evolved over a period of time, right? So especially people who have been working in the communication, I don't think no one is here who worked on the family planning programs. You are too young to work on that programs. But if you remember, especially people of my generation who are in their early 50s or late 40s and more than that, the first campaign which you have seen is family planning, right? That is the first campaign that actually aimed at achieving a goal is population reduction and population stabilization, right? That is the first this thing. Do you remember the emblem of family planning? What is that? Yes, inverted triangle. Inverted triangle. And I still remember, I belong to a remote village in Telangana. I still remember that as a wall writing. In Telugu it says, ఒక్కరు ముద్దు ఇద్దరు హద్దు ఆపేవద్దు. Means one is good, two is good enough, and above that it's not required. But when is the World Population Day? July 11th. All of you have celebrated it 3-4 days back. So if you look at how many of have the regular habit of still reading the newspapers, the broadsheets. Okay. So if you look at any newspaper, otherwise you can just ask the hotel person, he can pull you up the 11th. See, most of the newspapers has talked about the reducing, means the TFR, the total fertility rate. So means within 4 decades, we have traveled from one spectrum to the other spectrum. But our population is not going to go down till 2050, 2060, even if you maintain the same trend of reducing TFR. Actual dip in the population will happen only after 2050, 2055 because we are going to live longer. All of it in this room, we might touch 80 years minimum if we keep our lifestyles good and if there is no intervention by the God. Right? So means Though our TFR is going up, going down, but the aging population, that's where the problem lies. Right? What is the problem? You won't be having the proper working population. If you go and see, look at Japan and South Korea and even countries like Turkey, which are Muslim countries or Islamic countries. So they are having a lot of population reduction, and Kerala is leading in India, right? So why with development people have lesser kids? Right? When you are having money, you should have more kids, right? Why? What are the reasons? Tomorrow, the government of Kerala calls you, all of you, says that in the next 20 years we have to reverse the TFR. Say, come with a plan. Right? They might ask, because especially South Indian politicians are very much worried that they might lose the representation in the parliament, which is a very valid reason to have more people from their perspective. So what you will do? This is a simple problem, right? We have solved one problem and we ended up in another problem. Like so, every problem solution will have a problem inside it. What you will do? Where you will start? If the government gives this task to the director, health services, saying that Kerala, the only goal of Kerala in the health department now is increasing our population. What you will do? Where you will start? Anyone? It's a discussion just to think through that. Mean that how easy. See, having children is the easiest thing. I think all our maternal and paternal grandparents have 5, 7, 9. My paternal grandmother has given birth to 9 people. And my maternal grandmother has given birth to 5 people. And my father is the only one who has 2 kids. All his brothers have at least 3 kids. So that is the easiest thing. Why? How you will solve? Where you start?
Like educating the children to understand the importance of family and to have children right from the school age, because now the need for children among the youth is decreasing so much. Mainly it may be because of their stress. Second thing, they feel that their financial stability doesn't meet to the requirements and upbringing of the children, which is one of the reasons.
Anyone?
I think it will be a difficult task for us, because the mindset of the younger generation has changed a lot, because they're not at all having a favorable mindset towards even the girls of today having a lot of discontentment towards even the labor pain and the risk factors regarding the growing up of children, and the time and effort putting towards it all are having so much challenges. So we have to formulate some strategies towards it, and obviously.
Anyone?
Actually, sir already said that in 90s onwards we are having family plans, family planning methods, or 80s onwards we are having family planning plans. And like Frida said, actually the younger generation, actually we are not youngers, but the younger generation, 90s not 90s kids, 2K, 90s kids and 2K kids. Yeah, actually they are looks forward family without, or they are more preferable for living together or without children, family build up. So it will be a difficult task. Actually, mindset is there. So actually, sir, before said, the population will be reduced only in 2050s or 55 after. So it will take time to increase population.
Anyone else? Even Elon Musk is urging, see, the people to have more kids. Right? Maybe. I think in maybe the technology might solve this problem, not a human being. Maybe we can produce humanity and children in labs. Already the thing is that if you look at how our popular film stars are having kids, they had kids without actually conceiving, but so maybe you're talking about the surrogacy and other things. Maybe we might find solutions outside the box. I don't think we can motivate to have people to have kids, because that is an individual choice and personal choice. As you said, there are many mind shifts happened and there are many things, and the cost of this thing, maybe still we will find a solution, but may not be, that might be outside the realm of communication. Or why I'm giving this example is, when we think about the solutions and the problems, the thing is that we draw a lot of things from the what has happened and what our experiences are and how we have done the things. Mostly we try to find a logical solution. The madam said that you have to educate the children and other things. But if you go to the South Korea and the children are educated, everyone knows that having kids is this thing, and they know that this country will seeing a population dip and all those things. So why I have given this example is, most of the solutions, the thing is that Seema also said in the morning, the thing is that we have the thing is that we are conditioned to think that the solution can be provided in certain ways. Yes, we go with that assumptions, that is right, and to an extent we can solve most of the problems. But some problems can't be solved, especially to the this thing that, which are related to public health, where the individual choices are intertwined with culture, gender, economy, then mobility, and the new idea of having life. That means that this madam said, that means that the youngsters, especially the youngsters who are born after 2000, who are in their higher education, they think that having children and all those things, and they would have seen their parents struggling to bring them up. No, I do not want to go this kind of a pain. Why should I go? And other thing is that their ability to live outside the context of where we live, means we are conditioned to marry and get the producer. For example, my generation and Ramesh sir generation, the only thing is that get married and having children is what you have achieved. That means that your life's goal and purpose is more or less fulfilled as a man. But today's generation, they find meaning in beyond the family. They find in doing something different for them. It may not be different for you and I. So the Combi says that first and foremost thing, when a problem is thrown in front of you, don't look for the solutions, don't do anything. Start investigating why it is happening, what should be done, what the people are thinking about itself or about the problem, or the solutions can be emanated from the community dialogues, or it can be designed by the experts. It can be both or a mix of both. So there is a synopsis is given to you. So you need not read it, actually just it is given as an idea to you what this workshop is about in the outline. We will share the detail. We are going to take you through now onwards the step by step. What is the first step, second step, third step, and later after maybe 1.5 to 2 years. Then it is famous for health education, but it is most famous for gold and jewelry shops. Right? You have Kalyan Jewelers, you have Malabar Jewelers, you have Josa Lucas, Jaya Lucas, and you have Bhima Jewelers. So all are emanated in Kerala. That's what I read. Gold's own country, not God's own country. Then you have Manapuram gold and Muthoot gold. That means that you buy the gold, but you spend all the money to buy the gold, and you want the money. What is the solution? Go to Muthoot Fincarp or Manapuram gold and get the cash back. Right? So this is what I know about Kerala, because when I come out of my house in the Hyderabad, all the roads and the service, all the jewelry shops are from Kerala only. Malabar Gold, Josa Lucas, Jaya Lucas, Kalyan, Bhima. Every shop is there. Then we have Manapuram and Muthoot also. So for those companies, the goal would be, see, if you take a person like Malabar Gold, he says that I would occupy 30% of the market in the wedding jewelry by 2027. That is his goal. Means he wants to occupy the market, or he want to sell. That means that if the 100 crores of jewelry for wedding is sold, 30 crores should be purchased from the Malabar Gold. That is his goal. Then coming to the governments. What are the government goals? The other day I was reading, yesterday only, Kerala is the first state to eradicate extreme poverty in India. Clap yourself. Right? Means you have achieved a goal. That goal has been there since first planning commission. We have to eradicate extreme poverty by 1960, 1970, 1980, 2025. We are in 25, but Kerala is the only state. That is the goal. See, goal is a bigger statement where you clearly define how it looks like once it is done. Means you don't see any people in the extreme poverty in Kerala. Still we can see, I am not saying we can't see, but overall you have done a great job. Or tomorrow the economic goal of your state can be, our per capita income should go from, say, 2000 USD per annum to 6000 US dollars, because per capita GDP is mostly measured in dollars for the international community. That is your goal. But how you are going to do it? Then what are the objectives that come for the goal, people? So next slide, sir. Next slide. Yeah, sorry, it is there with me. So the goal is crucial first step in the Combi planning process, establishes the broad overarching aim of the entire program, and then it provides the general direction and sets the stage for all subsequent detailed planning. It is the big picture objective that guides the entire initiative. So this is the examples which I have given is actually the goal, right? The Malabar goal has the big picture or not, right? If your state's goal is to improve the TFR from current 1. How much? 1.6 or 1.4? 1.5, take 1.5 to 2.1, which is a replacement rate, by 2040. That becomes your goal, right? The health department. Or your goal can be the prevalence of type 2 diabetes in Kerala should be reduced from current X percentage to Y percentage by 2027 or 2030. Depends upon what kind of the problem you are dealing with. The goal should be stated like that. So here actually you are not having anything. You are not having any statistics or anything. Just you are stating what the big thing you want to do. First is that why you should have a goal. One is a well-defined overall goal ensures alignment and focus across program activities, because everything shall be aligned to the goal only. then it serves as the ultimate benchmark for success. That is a benchmark. That means that when after 10 years or after 15 years or after 5 years, whether you have succeeded or not depends upon whether you have achieved your goal or not. Then without a clear overall goal, subsequent specific objectives may lack direction, right? For example, the other day, yesterday, we were discussing, Ramesh sir, and saying that how to set a goal for your children. Mostly the thing is that the parents, they set goals for in India, right? That means that and we should set goals for them. One goal can be my son or daughter should study in a premier medical institute for her graduation. That can be a goal, right? Then you can write the objectives based on that. For that, what you have to do, sir will say. So the goal is very broader. That means that you have a grand goal that your child should end up in a good premier medical institution. What is premier medical institution? That you can define in the objectives and you can design how she can or he can reach to that goal. So without a clear overall goal, if you don't have a clear goal, you won't be. For example, I said Malabar gold. See why I said the wedding, wedding jewelry. Why not a 1 gram gold? Why not an ornament gold? They thought that's where the money lies. That's where the people spend much. In Ponman movie, they take loan for the wedding, right? So when wedding comes, the people won't actually think much. We spend a lot on gold, wedding halls, and I can see a big wedding hall, shopping mall, which says SVM wedding mall or something like that. Then it provides rationally for the entire behavior change intervention. If it is aimed at the behavior change intervention, for example, if you look at, we want to reduce the type 2 diabetes prevalence in the adult population or child population or gestational diabetes, whatever you want to decide, then it actually gives the entire behavior. So all the behaviors will be mapped under that goal, whatever the behavior is applicable. Example, see, to improve child survival rate and enhance the development of children in Vietnam by increasing the proportion of mothers who exclusively breastfeed their newborn for the first 6 months after birth. This is one example where it states that who are the target population, what is the desired outcome, and the specific area of intervention, that is exclusive breastfeeding. So the goal has 3 or 4 characteristics. One is it is talking about the target population, it is talking about what is the desired outcome, and it is talking about the specific area of intervention, that is exclusive breastfeeding. And another example, subsequent to the breastfeeding, what happens after the breastfeeding? See, to initiate complementary feeding with diverse age appropriate foods starting at 6 months and progressively increasing both quantity and variety up to 12 months while continuing breastfeeding in 3 districts of Telangana. Just I have taken this example from my previous work. So does it have all the things? It has the intervention, it has the target group, it has the outcome also. What is the target group? Who are the target groups? Children from 6 months to 12 months are the families having children from 6 months to 12 months is the target. And what is the outcome? Means they should consume right quantity and right diversity of the foods. What is the intervention? Complementary feeding, promoting complementary feeding is the intervention. See, like that you have to write the goals for anything. You take anything. For example, we have done some exercise with the Malappuram and Kannur districts. We have organized a similar workshop last year on how to improve the MR vaccine, especially the MR vaccine offtake is good. That means that the goal becomes every child in Malappuram district should complete the mandatory vaccine doses, especially the booster dose of MR. That becomes the goal. Means you are targeting every children. And then when you go to the objectives, you will further skim. That means that what exactly you wanted to do in the objectives. So this is about the goal. What is the first step in Combi? Setting your goal. So just before I hand over mic to Ramesh sir, from each table, can you write a goal of for a program of your choice? I'm not asking to write on NCDs or child health or anemia or immunization or family planning. Each table, just discuss among this, write a goal and read it out. Fortunately, I don't know Malayalam, though I watch a lot of Malayalam movies with the help of subtitles. Now they are dubbed. Most songs are not dubbed.
You speak Malayalam, it is for them to understand.
See, you understand what I have said? Yes, yes. Yeah. Sir, you can come here and sit here so that you don't feel alone. You can share the. One can sit here. Yeah. She is calling everyone. What to do? You can take this shade.
These papers are yours.
You sit here. That has already become a big group. Yeah, don't think too much. Just write so that it gives an idea how to. 2 more minutes to go.
അല്ല നമ്മളിപ്പോൾ അങ്ങനെ സ്പെസിഫിക് ആയിട്ടൊന്നും പറയേണ്ടത്, നമ്മൾ ജസ്റ്റ് ഒരു സെറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നു മാത്രമേ ഉള്ളൂ. ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞത് ഇപ്പോൾ അയൺ ആൻഡ് ഫോളിക് ആസിഡ് കൊടുക്കുന്നു എന്ന് ഒരു ഇതിൽ വെക്കുക. അതെ, അതുകൊണ്ട് പറഞ്ഞോളൂ. പണ്ടില്ല അപ്രോപ്രിയേറ്റ് ഫുഡ്സ് കൊടുക്കുന്ന പോലെ നമ്മൾ കൊടുക്കാൻ ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്ന ഈ രണ്ട് സാധനങ്ങളാണ്. അത് കൊടുത്തുകൊണ്ട് നമ്മളിതിന് അത് ഡിഫൈൻ ചെയ്യാൻ വേണമെങ്കിൽ ഇപ്പം തന്നെ പറയാം.
Who is ready? Friends, who is ready with your goal? Yeah, listen to him. Yeah, get their attention.
ഓക്കെ അല്ലേ എല്ലാവരും? അപ്പം ഞങ്ങളുടെ ടീമിൻ്റെ ഗോൾ, വി ആർ സെറ്റ് ഗോൾ ഫോർ പ്രൊവൈഡിങ് STPs in all major hospitals. STP, sewage treatment plants.
Okay.
The goal of our team is reducing the home delivery in Malappuram district by the regular intervention with the field level religious leaders, and to educate and aware the pregnant ladies and their family about the risk of home delivery, and giving appreciation for the staff who has worked behind for reducing the home delivery.
To reduce the prevalence of anemia among adolescent tribal girls aged between 12 to 18 by 2027 through nutritious supplementation programs.
We are going to reduce the rabies cases by 50% at the end of 2026.
Rabies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is really a serious public health issue now.
Now we also write about that anemia case itself, almost similar. Okay. Yes. To reduce anemia among tribal girls in the age group 15 to 19, providing iron and folic acid tablets by 2030 in Wayanad district, for example.
So, when you write goals, the thing is that, see, what we do is mostly we write what our programs are trying to to do. Definitely they are good. They are, they are programmatic goals and we have to achieve them. But when you write a goal in a different way, that actually gives a scope to come up with better behavior change interventions are better. For example, they said to establish STPs in every hospital. If it is an activity, but the goal should be all the government hospitals in Kerala will have dedicated sewage treatment facilities. It can be establishing an STP plant, or it can be, if it can be done, that is how you do is a different thing. But the goal is every hospital will have a better sewage disposal system. All the hospitals may not require STPs. There might be other, because I have worked in the STPs, this thing, there are much lower cost techniques, technologies, which can be, depends upon how much sewage is produced and how. So the goal should be actually have, it should also give scope for more, see, what I say, in the implementation, more scope for flexibility and all those things. Then another goal, see the rabbis. See why rabbis comes. Why? Through animals and pets and all those things. See, mostly through the stray dogs. And even I heard that even the rabbis comes through having, what I say, the thing is that raw milk. Is it? No. No. So then you have to write your goal in such a way that one is reducing rabbis is one thing. You have to give some figures when you write the goals. Thing is that, but that you can always revisit and rewrite once you go to the other steps. But reducing rabbis is, it's a very loosely defined goal. That means that it doesn't capture whatever the elements of the goal which we have set it. But it's okay because we are doing just to understand how a goal looks like. It's okay. Then another is the anemia, and it looks okay because it's a straight program and you have confined yourself to a district. But you can iterate in a different way so that it gives more scope to write more behavioral objectives and also come up with a very interesting behavior change interventions. When your goal is straight-jacketed, that means that your interventions also become very straight-jacketed. You may not get a chance to come up with very innovative solutions when in the SBC. We have seen that the behavior change many times may not require even a communication. Right? How many of you use digital payments now? All of us. What is the percentage of your payments is through digital mode? 70 to 80. What is the minimum value of digital payment you have done? Usually what is the price? What is the range? What is the size of an average digital payment? Mostly what is the frequency? The thing is that if you plot a graph on this, how many of your UPI payments fall between rupees 10 to 100, 100 to 500 and 500 to 1000 or below 1000? Average in a month. Mostly 1000 below, because the out of mostly 1000 above. How do you transact for 1000 below? It is also UPI or use cash? How many of you use cash regularly? Huh? Mostly we don't carry cash. Right? So how that change has come? There is no much communication, there is no behavior. COVID has given the push, but already the system for UPIs has laid over a period of 20-25 years. It started with Aadhaar. Now the entire, we are able to transact so effortlessly because of the Aadhaar. And second thing is that especially in the last 10 years, 15 years, especially this current government has come, there are bank accounts for everyone. That is the second enabler. Third is the cheap availability of the data. Right? That is the third one. The fourth one is government deliberately stopped the supply of smaller denomination notes. So there is, they say 37 lakhs worth of cash is in the market. In that, mostly 500 notes. Now even 2000 notes are gone back. So it is very difficult to find 10s and 20s, right? So 10s and 20s. So government has done that. And then they have limited cash withdrawals, right? They have limited cash withdrawals, right? I think 5 is what? Once you draw more than 5 times, you are charged 100 or 150. Then the other thing is the comfort, the convenience. You just go scan and pay. There is no need to. If I pay through the cash, the auto fare is 102 rupees. I give 110 rupees to him. He says there are no 8 rupees. I said, no, you have to forego 2 rupees. Yours is lesser than mine. No. Then give me 2 rupees change. Then there is a 5 minutes of time loss is there, unless until I'm carrying. So all these factors has contributed to the digital payments. It is not the single factor. COVID, everyone says the COVID. COVID is actually pushed little further, or it has given this, but there are so many things happened in the, and all these changes are policy driven, right? No one has asked us. That means that no citizen has asked that we will use only digital payments. No vendor is asking that we accept only digital payments. But overall, the government wanted to see that every rupee the citizen spend shall be accounted for. And they want to reduce the cash flow so that the tax evasion and everything will be reduced, right? Now we see a lot of, say that a chaiwala in front of Central might be receiving IT notices because now he is accepting UPI payments, and the IT department is tracking his bank account. Every day he is getting 15-20,000 by end of the day. So he gets a notice, you are not doing that. Then you have to take the GST and all those. So the government wants to improve its tax revenue. That is the reason the UPI has come. Not to give, they do not want to give convenience to you. Don't be live under that illusion that government wants to give us a comfortable life. Government works for only 2 things: tax revenue and keep the law and order. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Then one of the per capita, then is per MB data charges are one of the lowest in India when compared to even the developed countries also. And also the availability of the cheap mobiles means within 7,000-8,000 you get Vivo or Honor, or there are many brands that mean that which are there. And other thing is that the people also, and it's easy interface. In the last slide, Seema shown UX experience, user experience. For example, scanning is so easy. I mean that you immediately you can put a shortcut to your bank scanner. You scan, immediately the amount comes and you pay it. And immediately and you get any message. If you are paying, you get the debit message. If you are getting, you get the credit message. So a change might happen in that way also. There is no much communication around it, right? Is there any communication? It's a part of a bigger campaign, Digital India, where much less.
The world has changed, and India was the most beneficial country of that technology advance.
Yes.
Even the common man also having a one touch phone within the society.
Yeah.
For the last 10 years, it will be.
Yeah. So tomorrow, the thing is that we may not see banks at all. Banks might disappear completely. When everything is digital, the government wants to become digital rupee. Right? The digital rupee might be the only currency. RBI might be completely regulating it. When everything is virtual, what is the need for banks? Maybe they might be exist for giving loans and executing bonds. That's it. For a consumer interface, we may not require banks also. So what I am trying to emphasize through this example is the change happens at many fronts, and there are many enablers and disablers when a change happens. The goal of the government is by end of 2050 or 2040, RBI need not print any physical currency. I'm saying that can be the government's fiscal policy goal, because they spend a lot of money on spending, means printing the currency, especially the lower denomination. The 10 rupees coins cost close to 25-30 rupees to make it. That means the coins which we see in the market now. Maybe they want to do away with that. Maybe tomorrow we might come up with tokens, where you have small tokens like Anna Paisa and 1 paisa, 2 paisa, like that, which the value may be very different. Maybe we might end up in a private currency, right? The cryptocurrency, which says that, means there won't be a government having any currency, but the citizens mutually trusting the currency and exchanging it, right? So when we define a goal and all those things also, the thing is that when we think about the change, when we are then now onwards, that means that we have to think there is a role for communication and there is a role for other systemic changes, policy, then how people take the decisions, how you influence them and all those things. So we stop here with this and we will go back to the next session, that is once the goal is over, and the second step is having the SBOs. Once the SBO session is over, we will be getting into what are the health topics on which we are going to develop the plans. After that, we will write the goal for that work, item or the issue identified or selected, and we write SBOs before end of the day. Okay. Thank you. If you want to have any questions till now, you can ask. I am here and we can interact on the sidelines of lunch and other thing also. If you have any questions, please do ask. Silence. So how silence is interpreted? Yeah, thank you. I hand over to my co-facilitator, Dr. Ramesh.
After the tea break, we have been sitting for long, right? I think why not we stand for a while? Shall we stand for a while? Let us get our blood circulation all right before we move on to the next one, right? Okay. Fine. So, because we are talking about communication and all, I am going to teach you a new language. New language. Just 3 words. That's all we can learn in the 1 or 2 minutes time we have, right? So, I'll tell you the language later. In that language, Pato means put your hands on your head. Pato. You are learning a new language. You need to say that, practice, so that you. Yeah. Pato. Not loud enough. Pato. Pato. Pata pato means put your hands on your shoulders. Pata pato. Pato to means put your hands on your knees. Pato to. Okay. Okay. Pato. Pato pato. Pato to. Pato. Pato pato. Pato to. Pato. Pato. Pato pato. Pato to. Pato to. This one. Yeah, you are doing all right because you are taking a lot of practice. Okay, thank you.
This Sanskrit. People who have studied Sanskrit are good marks.
Thank you for that, sir. Thank you for that, sir. I never knew what this is. Fine. Okay, so we are in step 2. You heard since morning communication and development for communication, communication for development, all you heard. And then goal. What do we mean by goal? All that we see. Now we are into step 2. Suppose you get into setting specific behavioral objectives. That's what he was saying, SBOs. So maybe we will be repeating these SBOs. You must understand, when we say SBO, the meaning is specific behavioral objectives, right? So I don't use the word goal here. You must understand behavioral objectives I am saying. He was talking about goal. We'll go into that. In the first mantra, when we underwent a training, the first mantra we were taught about SBOs was, or about Combi was, the first, when the trainer arrived, the first statement he made was, do nothing. He was saying, do nothing. He said, no designs, no posters, no videos, no audios, nothing until you set out sharp, precise, specific behavioral objectives. Do you have your behavioral objectives clear? And if you don't have that, just because you have a budget, don't go for printing posters, handbills, wall writings, right, videos, right? So, and then, no, there is a person who is good at social media, right? That's what the first lesson was. And that is the tendency actually we have when we see a budget, when we have a budget and we are asked to do, and we go ahead doing all this, we have not set our behavioral objectives. What is it that I am trying to achieve through all these? That we are not clear, right? So that is what the first thing that we want to pass on here, right? And the next, just if you see this, you want to influence your target group. I say influence, right? I use the word influence deliberately because, you see, I can influence you. I can influence you to buy, let us say, buy Indian. I keep saying buy Indian, right? So I can influence you. Whether you will change or not, that is with you, right? Changing is with you. The decision on changing is with you, right? But I can only try influencing, persuading, convincing. That's what, as trainer or as communicator, that's what I can do, right? So you want to influence your target group to accept a new behavior. That's what we are trying here. Accept a new behavior. This is a new behavior. You accept it and you are trying to influence, convince, persuade, all that. And abandon an old, undesirable behavior, right? You agree with me? Either we are trying to make them accept a new behavior or abandon an old, undesirable behavior, or reject a potentially undesirable behavior, or modify a current behavior. You have started using the toilet, that's fine and very good. You are doing open now, you have started using toilet, but after using the toilet, why don't you wash your hands with soap? Modify a current behavior you are doing, but you are not washing your hands. Why don't you do that? And then continue your desired behavior. You have started doing that, continue your desired behavior. So you want people to switch behavior. It can be accepting a behavior or abandoning something undesirable. So it can be any one of these. And if you see, you want to influence your target group on as accepting the need for regular NCD screening for blood pressure or blood sugar level or cancer screening, whatever. So you want them to accept the need for regular NCD, adopt healthier behaviors like quitting tobacco, or modify dietary habits, or abandon misconceptions that I'm okay and why I need to go for testing, right? And diabetes, that's not a serious disease. Actually, diabetes is not a disease, right? Such things, misconceptions. And then reject misinformation. There are misinformation also people have, right? Like when he was talking about in milk also, what is that? In milk, there is rabies something when he said, all of you said no, right? So you think he is trying to pass on a misinformation, right? So you were alert, right? That's what I call, you rejected the misinformation, right? Because there is no evidence. You have not seen any scientific evidence, so you did that. That's good. So any campaign, when you go for a communication campaign, campaigns always have a behavior objectives. You need to determine based on evidence. You need to have evidence before that. If your audience needs to know or believe something. Right? We need to be clear what they need to know, what they need to believe. Right? So there are certain things that your audience need to know. If they don't know, they need to know. So I need to create awareness so that they come to know about it. Right? That is one. Or they know, but they don't still believe it. They know, but they still don't believe it. I need to think of these two things here. So the key to success is to select single doable objective. A single doable objectives. That's what when Madam was mentioning, I mean, she was giving a lot of statements there. All that is okay, desirable, but the thing is, you must see also, am I selecting single doable objective, or I am just giving a wish list, right? Is it my wish list? Is it doable, or I am just rolling out everything, or I am having objectives, goals, and activities, everything together, strategies, everything together. Am I giving? I was asked to do only goal, or I was asked to write only SBO. But I am giving goal, objective, activities, strategies, everything in one go I am giving. Am I right? So we need to be clear when we write, what am I writing? That's what when you are asked to write this afternoon SBO, you need to see that are you writing only SBO, or you are just bringing in other activities and other things also. That you need to be clear, right? So remember, the larger goal is the overall target you wish to achieve. You may have a larger goal, like somebody was saying here. That was a larger goal, like reduce obesity among school children, a larger goal. Right, it's a larger goal, and we are not mentioning any time here. So this is one typical example for a larger goal, like improve nutrition levels among children, increase institutional delivery. Somebody was saying, yes, very clear, larger goal, right? How do we do that all? We are not going into this one. How do we do that? When do we do that? Who is our target group? Right, all that we are not going, just larger goal we have, that's all, increase institutional deliveries. So larger goals, you must see how larger goals read like, right? Larger goals read like. And then when you go for a specific behavioral objectives, it is aimed at one specific activity. For example, promote physical activity among school children of 12 to 15 years. Right, that is specific behavior. As we go, as you see many examples, you will come to know more. So target goals, ideally you need to specify targeted rates of change in the behavior. When you write your goals, you need to see the increase in the number of those in the target audience who will be performing the desired behavior at some future date. By December 2025, by December 2026, at future date, and the target group would be performing this, and that is my goal. So you increase, and they may also establish desired changes in knowledge and belief. Now for this, what kind of knowledge change should happen, what kind of belief change should happen, and for that what I should do is activities. But now, as of now, what I aim at is the desired change in the knowledge and the desired change in belief, especially in cases where behavior change maybe, suppose it is a long-term thing, then you need to definitely have these things. And when you write this, you all know you can have this also in your mind, like SMART objectives. When you write your objectives, you can have the specific. Are you writing specifically? Like now, as of now, I understand that many of you were specific, that you understand what is being specific. And then measurable. Yes, some of you also mentioned about the time also, time, measurability. And then achievable, is it within the capacity to achieve? And then is it relevant? Is it very relevant? If I do this, will I be able to achieve my objectives? Will I be able to achieve my goal? That's what being relevant is about. And then being time bound. Right, that it is not that I've been given time endlessly. There is a time fixed to this. There is a time fixed to this, and within that I should be able to do that. Otherwise, we say, you see, behavior change is a process. It will happen. It will happen, but do you have something measurable? And within the time, that's all the time we have. Let us say we have 1 year time, 2 year time, and within that, will you be able to show? It is not that we are saying that you reach 100%. Now it is 20%. Will you be able to move to 50% by this time, right? That's how we look at this. Like here, one example you can see. My purpose or larger goal is reduce traffic injuries and deaths. That's my larger goal or my purpose of this campaign. And then, so my focus is, I mean, if I want to reduce traffic injuries and death, one thing that I definitely want to focus on is the cell phone usage while driving. If I believe if I focus on the cell phone usage while driving, I'll be able to dramatically bring down the traffic injuries and death. That's my focus. So you can see now here, oh sorry. You can see here, what is my behavior objective, what is my knowledge objective, what is my belief objective. So whether you distinguish or not, but we must have this understanding to be able to write your SBO properly, right? What am I addressing? Am I addressing a behavior objectives, or am I addressing a knowledge related, awareness related objective, or am I addressing belief related, attitude related objective? So that we need to be clear about this. So behavior objective here, what I am saying is to wait until you arrive at your destination to use your mobile phone. That is my behavior. That's what I want. Right? Yes, cell phone is ringing, but what I want to bring about, what I want to see in action is this man does not pick up the phone to talk while he's riding a bike or driving a car. He should not pick up the phone. He should wait until the destination he reaches, right? Or until at least a safe destination. He has reached a safe destination. That's what my behavior objective is. This is how I want to change him, right? To wait until you arrive at your destination to use your cell phone. And then knowledge objective, what knowledge objective I want to see? To know the percentage of traffic accidents that I know that because of this last month, so many died. So that I am alert that yes, I should not become one of them. Let me not pick up now, right? So that should be in my knowledge. That if that statistics can really nudge that person, if that statistics can really remind him that I should not pick up now, then I am successful. Knowledge objective, to know the percentage of traffic accidents involving someone talking on a cell phone. And the belief objective is to believe that talking on a cell phone, even a hands-free model, can be distraction. No, you see, I have headphone, all that. I don't take the phone in my hand, but still it can be a distraction, right? He must know that, yeah, there is a solution. These fellows don't know. There is a solution. The solution is that I can have just a headphone and then I don't have to take it. It's hands-free mode. That can be a distraction also. That belief, I should make him believe that. So my behavior objective is to wait until you arrive at the destination, and my knowledge objective is to know that the percentage of people who died last month because of this, and then my belief objective is that I must believe not only that I take in hands-free model will also. Then my target goal is increase the number of people who wait to use their cell phone until they reach home by 25% by the end of December 2025. In the next 6 months, I will increase this number by 25%. If I can, this is how we write your target goal, right? So increase the number of people who wait to use their cell phone until they reach home or reach a destination by 25%. So, this is how we write our goal. I think this goal is specific. I hope you agree with me, right? So this is how we think about when we write about a goal, or when we write an objective. This is how we think about it. So when you write, you can think about these 4 W's, like who is going to do this, and what he is going to do, where he will do, when he will do, and why he has to do that. So you can think in these lines, so that you have your other things all right. The specificity, the time, right? Everything falls in place. Okay, Now I am giving another SBO. I showed you the goal. I will show you SBO. You can see if that is precisely articulated or not. You can check for the language. Is it precise, and does the articulation hit the bullseye? You can see that. That X is baseline. X is baseline. You have a mic there, sir. Can you read it? Can one of you read it? You have the mic there. Please take and read. Let's see.
Achieve a 50% increase from the baseline in proportion of young men and women aged 19 to 24 years enroll in higher education institutions to take up moderate intensity physical activity for at least 30 minutes 5 days a week in all 14 districts of Kerala from April 2025 March 2028.
Here you can tell me what, where, who, all that. Can you? Who will do? Men and women of 19 to 24 years, right? That is who? What? Moderate
Intensity
physical
physical
activity. Moderate intensity physical activity. And you may ask me, what is this moderate physical intensity? What is that? You can say that you can say walking briskly or cycling at a moderate pace, or being in some recreation sports club, playing badminton or tennis. All these can be, and then swimming. All these you can list as moderate intensity physical activity, right? And then when they will do, where they will do. 5 days in a week, and where all the 14 districts of Kerala. So, I mean, this is a typical example of, right now, I think you can refine now, right? You had a very good one, but you think you can refine what you presented, right? Like that others, it was too short, right? So you can rework on that one. Maybe in the exercise you will be able to do that. So when you talk about target goals, and you remember these two things. A target goal provides end line target vis-a-vis the baseline, right? When you talk about this is what we saw here in the previous one. It was talking about the baseline here, X percentage. That is the baseline, and it is saying by March 2028. Right? By March 28, that is the end line, and they want to see that it increases by 15%. By this time, it increases 15%. So you need to be clear about your baseline and end line, that is one. And so the target goals establish a desired level of behavior change as a result of the program effort, right? What difference you think you made? What is the change that you brought about because of the program? Suppose the program had not happened, what change would not have happened, right? What change? Now you see, if you take the example of Jal Jeevan Mission, when they started, they said that the baseline was 18%. Rural households, only 18% of the households had a functional house tape connection. That was the baseline. And as of today, what they say, it is 82%. The coverage they say is 82%, right? So now what has happened because of this program? We can say 82 minus this 18. Right? You can say this change happened because of this program, right? That is something physical. But here we are talking about something about behavioral. From the current level of 10% of households paying for sanitation services, at least 60% of the households make regular payments in 1 year. Suppose if it is about payment for sanitation services, as of now only 10% of the houses are paying. By the end of 1 year now, starting from now, in 1 year time, we will see 60% of the households pay, right? So that is one. And the second, if you see, to establish this target, you will need to know current level of behavior among the target audience. So you need to have the baseline. So that is something very important. Current level, what is the current level? You need to know so that you will be able to fix an end line. What should be the end line in 2026 or 2027, whatever you are talking about, right? So that's what, when you talk about target goals, you need to be clear about this one. What is the desired destination and where are we now? What is the desired destination and where are we now? Where am I now? Right? So consider the specific time-bound nature of the following goals, for example. Increase by 40% in a 24-month period the percentage of women over the age of 50 in India who get annual mammograms done. Very, very specific. Right? Increase by 40%. Some are going now, maybe some 13%, 14% are going. But now I want to see through my program 40% increase in the next 2 years' time. Right? Increase the percentage of people in the state wearing seat belts at checkpoints from 85% in July 2025 to 95% end of June 2026. Right? From 85% to 95%, 10% increase I want to see within 1 year time. decrease the amount of space occupied by legacy waste. They call legacy waste or historical waste, from 23 acres in April 2025 to 7 acres in March 2026. Maybe specific municipality or a specific panchayat, right? Legacy waste every year they are dumping in one place, and it is 23% now covered, 23 acres covered now. I will see that it is reduced to 7 acres, and I will recover the land for some other use. I will recover the land for some other use, right? 80% of the latrines observed during spot checks are found to be clean, odor-free, and hygienically maintained by 2nd October 2025, compared to the current condition of 45% in mid-July 2025. Just in the next 3 months, July, August, September, October, 3-4 months. In the next 3-4 months, I will see that, from 45 to 80%. 45 to 80% I will change this one. So this is how you write your objectives. And these ones, if you see, for that what activities I need to do, you can focus on activities that is different. So let us not go into activities. We will think about activities later. Let us not talk about activities. Suppose your SBO is to do with early childhood. Achieve 20% increase from the baseline. That is 55%, right? Meaning 55% now, baseline is 55%. I want to see that it becomes 75%. So achieve 20% increase from baseline 55% in the proportion of children aged 3 to 5 years attending Anganwadi centers in all 14 districts of Kerala who practice proper hand washing with soap at key times, at critical times, before meals and after using toilet, at least twice a day, under a caregiver's supervision from April 2025 to March 2026. Is clear? This is, I'm giving a series of examples so that you see a variety. How do you present your specific behavioral objectives, right? So these statements I make, 3 statements I make. Can you distinguish? Can you differentiate these statements? What is the meaning of the first one, second one, third one? Why do I just all similar statements I make with a small difference?
One is knowledge, one is belief, and another one is practice.
Excellent. That's it. So we need to be clear. When you write your question also, suppose you are collecting data. When you collect data, you need to be clear. When you write also, you need to be clear in the language when you write, right? So it is about knowing. The first one is about knowing, and the other is about belief or attitude, and the third one is do you do. It is about practice, right? It is about knowledge, attitude, and practice. Right, so we should be able to distinguish this so that we write our objectives properly, right? So I told you there are 3 types of objectives associated with behavioral change campaigns. When you write also, bear in mind what you want to change. You want to change knowledge or attitude or practice. And suppose the knowledge is okay, everybody knows, but nobody does. Everybody knows, nobody does, or everybody has. Do you want to see clean India? Everybody will say, yeah, excellent, yes, that's an fantastic idea. And do you say no to use and throw plastics when you are given? Sometimes I forget no, I say, right? They just give you all kinds of excuses. I am aware single-use plastics are banned, I should not accept it, but still I take it. In practice, I don't. I am aware, but I am not doing it, right? So that's it. So behavior objectives, what you want your audience to do. And knowledge objectives, what do you want your audience to know. And belief objectives, what do you want your audience to believe or feel, right? So what is it that you are aiming at, right? It is possible about 90% of the people know hand washing after toilet is a good habit, or before touching food, hand washing with soap is a good habit. But how many does? How many really does? That's what man. So where is the problem? Is the problem of awareness? Is it a problem of attitude? Is it a problem of practice? That also we need to know so that can address. Here again another example about objectives and targets, about behavior, knowledge and belief. So when you reduce birth defects, when you want to reduce, my purpose is reducing birth defects, and what we want them to do. What do you want your target audience to do? Get 400 mg of folic acid every day and take as prescribed. They need to do this. Okay, to do this, what they need to know. And for this to help, you need to take it before you become pregnant, during the early weeks of pregnancy. Right? They need to know this. It is not just you keep taking. You need to know that you need to take it before you become pregnant and during early weeks of pregnancy. I need to be aware of this. I need to know this. And then what I should believe. Without enough folic acid, the baby is at risk of serious birth defects. I need to believe that this is true, that I need to take. Right? So what I will do this only if I know this, if I believe this. Right? So now when you write your target goals for this, how do you write? Increase the percentage of women ages 18 to 45 who take a daily vitamin containing folic acid from 25% to 50% by 2027. So take daily. This is action. Take daily behavior. Right? And then here, increase the percentage of women ages 18 to 45 who know folic acid should be taken before pregnancy from 40% to 80%. Only 40% know now. I will make it 80% by 2027. And then increase the percentage of women ages 18 to 45 who believe folic acid prevents birth defects. Right? So from this percentage to this percentage. Right? So this clarity must be there so that we are able to write our SBO clearly. Right? This afternoon. That's it. Right? Anything to ask? You can. Otherwise, you want to answer, you can add.
Anything you want to add? So is it making sense? What we have been talking since morning? The goal. First is that we have laid a foundation for you how the communication has evolved. And second, then we have introduced a Combi to you. And we have said why goal is important and why SBO is important. So please add what you think about these two sessions so that we are going to work very deeply on these two issues. The thing is that usually, Seema, when we have done in this thing, actually, we have taken a lot of time to introduce these concepts. Usually we haven't given much examples because sometimes giving examples it inhibits our thinking into this, but keeping the time in mind and other things, we want to actually, the idea of this workshop is to make you familiarize with a systemic process of developing SBCs in a focused way, SBC programs in a focused way on the whatever the behaviors you have been trying. So that is the reason actually, otherwise it can be just when we have attended, me and Ramesh was attended, the thing is that we spent close to 1.5 days on writing the SBOs. He made us present, and at 1.5 days then we understand what exactly the SBO is. And some of the examples is written by us in the first workshop, which
now next is going to be group work, right?
yeah. But before going the group work, just I want to look at.
Because for group work, we have identified themes. We are going to work on NCDs and we are going to work on ECD. Right?
But within the NCDs, we have to identify whether you want to work on type 2 diabetes or...
Yes, so we know, right, the ones which are critical, which UNICEF is working on. So there are 6 identified, but within that, and we can confirm with Soumya.
Soumya, yeah.
Within this office, there is anything that we are focusing on. But even like that is one, but even from the government point of view.
Yeah.
So within NCD, what is their focus?
Yeah.
So let them design objectives, even if it is beyond, what UNICEF is talking about.
Yeah.
That is okay. And second is, do you want, so I'm first talking to you. So do you want to maybe each table can pick up any theme and one objective, just rough drafting and sharing back. So we do one exercise to define, then they work on.
Actually, they can pick up one objective, but the same goal is
Any goal. It need not be related to the themes that we are going to talk about. It can be any goal, and they can do on the table, share back so that then inputs can be given back, and then they can work on the thematic SBUs, the 2 themes that we are talking about. That is what I just wanted to, I didn't need a mic, but I'll discuss with you. But I think these
So, yeah, yeah. And before we go, I think we are sitting where we are comfortable, or you sat where you found the seat. You have to be very honest. Where you have found the seat. Really? Yeah, yeah. Maybe one change I want to do is how many tables are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But we want to make them into 4 groups, Sima. Uh-huh. So we will make you into 4 groups. So that I don't like people sitting at the same place and sitting in the same gender groups and sitting with their close friends. Okay, close friend will be close friend. How far he is, that doesn't matter, right?
Now he's behaving like a school teacher. Where teachers would tell us, you're sitting with a best friend, now leave that seat and go because you're not focused.
So what I want to do is that just wake up and form yourself 4 groups voluntarily. So I respect your choice, but you make yourself 4 groups. Don't say you have to juggle. You have to.
Or just do the numbering, na? How will they do it?
They can. Last time we have done like that when they came in their own groups.
Okay.
Numbering is more instructional.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, we have to make this into 4. If you have any innovative way of dividing the groups or forming the groups, you are volunteer.
20 of them, right?
How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
22. Okay.
22.
So 5 to 6 in each.
Ha ha. 2 groups will have 6 and 2 groups will have 5.
I will join the group which has 5.
Yeah. Okay, great. You want to say 1, 2, 3, 4? It's a boring way of. You want to add one person here. So you select. No one is coming when you are calling. You call, I will see.
Pineapple, orange, and all apples will make one group.
No, sir. Actually, we want to make them Malabar Kalyan. I'm obsessed with jewelry marts here. We will give a gift voucher to the group. See? No, we don't have any objection. I'm just kidding. The gender and other things. You just make 4 groups, 6 2 groups, 5 2 groups. So you have 4. One more can come here. No, your group is 1, 2, 3, 4. Already you are short. So what is his name? He doesn't want to come. So only 3. So we will shift this madam here. Who is that? You have to do a behavior change intervention for them to come here. Quick. So you are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. You are 1, 2, 3, 4. The best thing is that you disperse. No one is coming to you. No way. Yeah, you are 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, madam. Madam, you can go there. Huh? Okay, Preeta will join here. Yeah. Madam. Yeah. These are good children. They understood the pain of the facilitator. No, 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 please do it quick. Done? How many of you are coming as non-residential? Are there any non-residential? You too, but you should be there for next 3 days. No, 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 no. So 1, 2. So you are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You are 6. So this madam, you come here this side. Yeah. So formed groups. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sir, actually you can come here. This madam may not come tomorrow. So if she is not coming, no, no, your answer was not confident when I asked you, will you come for 3 days? Okay. Okay. Chalo. See, these 4 groups will be working together for the next 3 days. Means next 3.5 days. So you have to ensure that your group is intact and your group sincerely does the assignments, all assignments which we give. Third thing is that you have to ensure that they go out on time for the tea and come back. For the lunch, come back. So you have to put the social pressure on your team members to come. So in the morning, you have to remember them that by 9:30 they should be here, 9 o'clock, whichever is. Okay? If they need any help in the evening, you should do them. Done? Okay. See, before we go for lunch, the thing is that just I would like to just elaborate on a couple of things which Ramesh sir has said. Sir, can we look at your presentation? Actually, the goals one. So these are the 4 goals, right? You understand the 4 goals? Sir has not actually put any behavioral objectives in this. He has written the simple goals, and we will give every presentation to you. We will create a common Google Drive and give all the presentations, and whatever the reading material is there, we will give it to you. So in the next 20 minutes before we break for lunch, according to the timetable, we have 13 minutes to go for this thing, but we will anyway. What is the lunch break time? From 1 to 2 is the lunch break. Actually, we wanted to give 2 hours break if that is a 5-day training, but they decided it should be 4 days only. So for each goal, you have to write one SBO, one specific behavioral objective to achieve these goals. There are 4 goals here, right? We will go by clockwise. You take the first one, you take the second one, all men group, and you take the third one, and you take the fourth one, madam. So there are different goals. There are 4 different goals. You have to write one SBO for the goal assigned to you, right? So the first table, the table 1 is working on the first one, table 2, second one, table 3, that is the back one, on the 3, and you are working on the last one, right? And if you want to that one SBO to be projected there, we can put it. But we will keep them. First, let them understand this. Did you understand what I asked you to do? So Preeta madam is joining here. How do I know your name? She's been waiting for you. So, dear friends, there are 4 goals. You have to give a draft SBO, one SBO for each goal in this. And you have seen how an SBO is written. We will project that also once you get into the exercise. See, once you understand the goal, I will project the SBO, which there is a model SBO, which Ramesh sir has given.
This is the initial exercise, right?
Just
Not the thematic.
not the thematic.
Yes, yes, ठीक है.
And you know what a SBO should have?
I think they are right.
This is the one key slide you have to remember. And this is the one example, which is a more precise SBO. You want me to stay here or you want me to go to the goals?
From each group, they can take a photo of this. And
You can take a photo of this from each group.
each group, one person can take.
Then we will go to the goals because you have to revisit the goal again and again. Have you taken the photo?
Yes, yes, yes. We keep dumping every year. Definitely. What, no, the waste that is going to the dump yard, that must be reduced by 15% of the total.
How you
that people should properly segregate so that it go for scientific process instead of like. Segregation, if they properly segregate itself is okay. If proper segregation and collection takes place.
The idea is how to write an SBO. Here, the idea is how to write an SBO. So we are not looking at perfect SBO, but you write whatever you come up with.
And we will appreciate if your SBO is focusing on behavioral objectives. Behavioral objectives.
are not. It's not possible. So, friends, so now it is the lunch time. You break for the lunch. While munching the lunch, you can think and come back with your statement. And sharply at 2 o'clock. So we want to stick to the agenda which is given to you. Usually agendas are given and forgotten, but we are not going to do that. Okay? Yeah, break for the lunch. Yeah, ready? Group 1. Madam. Yeah. See, please listen to her SBO because we are not presenting it on the screen. So it is important to.
Okay, we have got the topic of increase the percentage of women over the age of 50 who get annual mammograms. We have structured it into the increase of percentage of women over the age of 50 undergoing mammogram examination from 5% to 40% by strengthening infrastructure, diagnostics and HR facilities at major hospitals. I think all the 5 Ws are covered and
Can she repeat once again? Can we ask her to repeat? Listen, listen.
okay. Increase the percentage of women over the age of 50 undergoing mammogram examination every 2 years from 5% to 40%. Once in every year from 5% to 40% by strengthening infrastructure, diagnostics and HR facilities at major hospitals in the state of Kerala. Is it seems better?
Just. So this is, they have written it for the first goal. So in the literature which we are going to give, you will see a word called Kevin Costner syndrome. See what exactly they are trying to do is that they are trying to build the infrastructure. See, mostly we believe that if there is infrastructure, the people will come and do it. See, there as an objective, it is a good objective, but it doesn't have any behavioral aspect in it. So it is not actually working on. You are assuming that the infrastructure will drive the people. But if you see what happens, the traffic lights. Say if you put the traffic lights up, people are going to stop. Still there is a advertisements, still there is fines, still there are cameras, still there are police. Again, year after year we do lot of traffic sensitization programs, right, to the people why we should stop it. Then there are, see, the road markings and everything. So as an objective it is right, but definitely this is not a behavioral objective. Okay, it's okay. The thing is that just we are trying to understand how a behavioral objective looks like for a goal like that.
Actually, since it has been given to frame, I think, put it that way, but in a better sense, if it sort of put for high risk women, I think it would have been more thing because, yeah, actually we framed it that way because annual mammogram for a normal person usually is not advised. So, actually, if for the high risk, like to improve the screening thing, and by monitoring in a 10% incremental increase every 6 months, so that by the end of 2 years you will be able to reach 40% through different processes like awareness, as resources, and other activities which will be planning as strategies to meet the targets.
Sima, you want to add? See, that's where actually that means that how you define the high risk. Who is high risk? That means that I don't know who is high risk. That means that whether identifying that high risk, the responsibility lies with the family and the woman, or it lies with the doctor and awareness. Then you have to put that objective very specifically as a part of this. See, sometimes a goal can't be achieved just by one or two objectives. Sometimes we need, but for the purposes of this exercise, we are just drafting some behavioral objectives to understand how a behavioral objective looks like. Okay? See, don't worry, give them a big clap.
Sir, is it okay if is it fine if I sit and talk?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Achieve the increase in percentage of drivers and co-passengers who are wearing seat belts at checkpoints. We have written traffic checkpoints from the baseline of 85% in July 2025 to 95% by the end of June 2026. Yeah. Achieve the increase in percentage of drivers and co-passengers who are wearing seat belts at traffic checkpoints from the baseline of 85% in July 2025 to 95% by the end of June 2026.
See here, first is that who has to do that, what they have to do it, when they have to do it. For example, you put yourself in the shoes of a car driver. You own a car, and every time but you are not wearing the seat belt. So, what is the behavior you want to target to achieve the 10% increase? What is the means? It's a simple act actually. Once you get the car, you immediately have to put this thing. And currently, there is a nudge also. The thing is that any car will now give us a beep sound if you are not wearing a seat belt. So in that aspect, you have to write your behavioral objective. Again, what you have is that you have restated the goal in a different way. You have just restated the goal in a different way without taking these 5 W's into mind. So you have to take those 5 W's in mind as a group. The thing is that it's not easy to immediately understand and apply it, but we are trying to think through and dissect how an objective looks like. Then we will revisit the objective again. That means that what we have shown as an example. So here, who has to wear, when has to wear, that means that what we have to do to make it happen, and when we have to do it. Then what is the timeline? You have to put it. Timeline remains the same. You can take the same timeline from here.
And we have identified who needs to do the act, drivers and co-passengers.
Yeah. But
how we are enabling it is the question. Like that is missing in the statement we have made.
Yeah. So in the cars, the thing is that we will go to another exercise. That means that how you do it and you revisit the strategic behavioral objective.
Understood.
Huh? Okay. Thank you. Give them a big hand. You want to add something?
Yeah, that's fine. When we show, they will understand. That physical activity.
Yeah.
When we show, they will understand.
So.
Our goal was related to keeping the latrines clean, odor-free and hygienic. And our SBO is to increase the percentage of latrine users who clean the latrines using sufficient water after usage from the present 50% to 80% by 2nd October 2025.
So you are focusing on one act called flushing properly. flushing properly after the usage. You want to add it?
They could add found clean, odor-free, and hygienically maintained. Right. That is what is aimed at. That is what is, and to be able to achieve that, you think if that is enough? What you are?
Only one part.
You can,
Of course, availability of water, other facilities are another part. And our focus is on one aspect, the stakeholders aspect, that is the lateral
What
users.
they can do.
Yeah.
okay. Okay. Let's see.
The last step.
Our major objective given is decrease the amount of space occupied by the legacy waste from 23 acres in April 2025 to 7 acres in March 2026. Our specific objective framed is to identify the quantity and nature of waste like biodegradable or solid waste or e-waste, etc. with the combined ownership of LSGD, Shujitwa Mission, Department of Health and Land Owner within 3 months, that is from April to June.
In my view, this group has come near to the objective, at least in terms of stating. They have taken only one, this thing, actually the segregation and defining the waste, so that it goes to the respective places, not to the single place. That's what I assume, right? That means that segregating the biodegradable, non-biodegradable and e-waste. Maybe at that point of time, you need not bring so many stakeholders. Maybe you can simply put that the household level, the waste is segregated, collected and disposed accordingly. Then when you go to the other development, that means that when we go to the messaging and strategy and all those things, activities, we can include all these stakeholders and do it. But the household has to do that. That exercise has to be done by the household. Then it becomes very easy. So clap yourself, all the 4 groups. See, that's what actually, why we are doing these exercises is that mostly whenever we are asked to do certain things, immediately we think about a solution. A solution defined by us. Maybe, for example, if you say mammograms and other things, see, you increase the infrastructure and doing it. We are going to talk about what are the solutions communication can provide, what are the solutions communication won't be able to provide. That is mostly the facility focused and infrastructure focused. If you look at the COVID vaccination, the COVID vaccination was initially, it was very, very poor. If you look at, even I didn't go and have taken it. But after the second wave has come, almost everyone has started using it out of interest or fear or safety or whatever the reasons. And there is a lot of communication also happened, because there is a little bit of trust built over a period of time on the efficacy of the vaccine, safety of the vaccine. And other thing is, it is mandated also. The COVID certification was mandated. For example, to travel in the flights, you should show your COVID certification. Then to go back to the school, you should have a COVID certification, especially for the foreigners. That means that if people who came here and traveling across, even other countries has mandated it. Means there is a second wave has come where people become very aware about it. And second thing is, there is a mandate of certification and other things. And third thing is, there is a felt need by the many to have for their business purposes. For example, a company wanted to start its operations, manufacturing operations. Government said that, yes, we will give the permission to operate full strength if all your workers are vaccinated. All the workers will be vaccinated, because the company says only vaccinated workers should come and work. Others, it is up to you to take vaccine. That is purely a voluntary action. But if you are not vaccinated, you are not going to be allowed to work here. There is an economic incentive. So all these factors together. But the vaccine is available from the beginning onwards. So this is how people behave, and the behavior change or the acceptance of any service happens over a period of time. So this is just to make you understand what is a goal and how the goal is different from the objectives, and what are the programmatic objectives and what are the behavioral objectives. For example, you take it, see the dialysis. For example, there are a lot of dialysis centers are opening in the government because people are coming with kidney diseases a lot. See, one is infrastructure is one, but the second one is that what a patient has to do when he is on the dialysis is very, very important. How you are going to educate him, how he says that his treatment is effective. Here the question is not accessing the dialysis, but you have to make the treatment also very effective. If he is not taking all the precautions as mentioned by the doctor or the caregiver during the dialysis, then the dialysis may not work, or he may his kidneys may fast deteriorate and leading to fatality. So like that, so you have to take the objectives, the behavioral objectives for your programs, right? So this is a slow process of understanding. As I said, the thing is that it takes a lot of time to write. Even the thing is that even if you go and ask anyone, the thing is that in the first instance nobody will be able to write an objective, a SBO or anything for any program objective, unless until you give 2-3 iterations, again go back, revisit, then present it to the group, take their feedback, again revisit and revert. Then only you will be ending up with a precise SBO. You look at this. See, achieve 15% increase from the baseline in proportion of young men and women aged 19 to 24 years enrolled in higher education institution to take up moderate intensity physical activity for at least 30 minutes, 5 days a week in all 14 districts of Kerala from April 2025 to March 28. See, here it is clearly defined. Like that, see whether the SBOs or the objectives which we have written is as clear as it is. Because if your SBO is not clear, precise and tangible, you won't be able to design rest of the activities. Whom you are going to reach, how you are going to reach, what kind of messages you are going to deliver, and what kind of result is envisaged. At the end of the day, objective, what is objective? Objective is actually in one sense, what is the result you are going to see, right? So like that, when you look at the program, first is you have to write a goal of the program, then you have to write specific behavioral objectives, and you have to test it. Any objective should be within the group, you test it whether it meets this criteria of 5 Ws, whether it has the, then rewrite it. The only way to get a good objective is rewriting till you are happy and satisfied that it meets the criteria of these 5 Ws. And Sir has said smart, whether it is smart, whether it meets 5 Ws, whether it is addressing the behavior or whether it is addressing the any infrastructure issues. You can add this behavior when you go to the strategy and work plan. This happens only when certain infrastructure is there, certain facilities are there, right? You write, see you do programs, anemia programs in schools. If there are no WIF supply, the communication can't do anything. If there is only WIF supply, children may not be coming forward to have the tablets because they don't know what are the benefits, right? They don't know when to take. That means that what is the need for taking it. So you have to be very, very clear about. That's what's at the end. You have to remember that change happens in increments. The change doesn't happen in a big way at one go. For example, you take your Kudumbasri program, that means that on the outside of the Kerala, that is been spoken very greatly about one of the Kerala's contribution, and people speak about your local. Even the thing is that when we do the same workshop to Telangana or Andhra, the local body's name doesn't come at all, because we do not have, for the last 9 months, there are no local bodies functional in our state. Their tenure has completed and they didn't conduct the elections. And in our state, 800 household hamlets, 400 household hamlets are GPs, Gram Panchayats. Unlike you are having a bigger, you operate at a different scale. So you have, so why I'm saying all these things is that it is contextual also, your behavioral objectives and everything is contextual. So now we get into the exercise, the same exercise of writing a goal and writing 2 objectives for that goal for the issues that are concerned with us. So, Soumya.
If you can just add one point, you, I would say that suppose in your group, if you had asked one question, you would have touched the nearest perfect SBO. That is, I wrote this one, I completed this. What is behavior about it? What is behavior? Then you would have realized I am writing infrastructure, right? So at risk, you said at risk. Yes, fine, that is a good one that you are bringing in. But if you had asked this one question, similarly, there they had written very well, but there you should have asked, because you have brought in many institutions there. Many institutions that must be involved, all that. Yeah, institutions are, infrastructure required, institutions are required, but what we are discussing here is essentially about behavior. What is behavior about it, right? Why somebody is not wearing seat belt, right? Seat belt, I mean, it's not, I mean, rider or pillion rider, that is, yes, the person who is one. But why is it he doesn't know or he doesn't care, right? He doesn't know or he doesn't care what is behavior about it, right? So you cannot say seat belt was not there, infrastructure. You cannot say seat belt was not, the seat belt was there in all, it is there in all. But what is behavior about it? Either this person, I mean, doesn't care, right? Or maybe that is the reason, if you say very clearly, that is it. So how do I make him care, right? How do I make him care? So that is what you need to think about, and for you also, that what is behavior about it? I'm bringing in many institutions, but what is behavior is that if people don't segregate in the first place, all these are going to the dump site only. Will go, and then there is no way you can reduce the dump yard. That's what the aim is, to reduce the dump yard, the space occupied by dump yard. So if people are not segregating, again it will go, and it will be the same. So now the first thing that we need to, behavior of the people, that why are they not segregating? How do I make them segregate, right? So that is what is behavior about it, right? And then you can bring in your objectives, all these institutions must play their role, all that is there. But that is what it is, right? So like that you need to think, when you write next time, when you are writing this one, actual exercise, when you are done, you ask this question, what is behavior about it, and what behavior I'm going to address here. You want to go a little more detail, you can ask the ones I told you, right? Is it a problem of awareness, or is it a problem of attitude, or is it a problem of practice? For example, in this case, I would say that perhaps many women don't know at all. Right, here the very problem is awareness itself is a problem. Many women do not know at all, mammogram must be done, right? And I am at risk, I must do. They do not know at all in this case, right? But there, in your case, many may know. Many may know. In your case, many may know that with seat belt, we must wear seat belt. So here in this case, it is not, awareness is not a problem. Perhaps there is a problem in chalta hai, right? So awareness is not a problem. Maybe attitude is a problem, or action is a problem, right? So same thing, you see like that. One is what is behavior about it, and the second is within behavior, the three things that we spoke about: awareness, attitude, and action. Where is the problem, and what do I need to address, right? These 2 questions, after you ask these 2 questions, you will start refining. You will start refining yourself before you come.
Okay. So if you look at usual advertising, the private sector advertising, actually they operate on these principles. So do you know Milky Mist? What is Milky Mist? Huh? What is Milky Mist? It is a dairy company. What all they sell? Curd, butter, ghee, powdered milk, ice cream, biscuit also, Milky Mist. Biscuit, chocolate, what else they do? Paneer, curd already. Ghee also they say. Probiotic, yogurt, and all those things. If you look at their advertisement, if such a company is run by a government, what will do? They will put everything. Milky Mist, the pride of Kerala, run by the Milk Producers Federation of Kerala, consume local. Then they put all the products, whatever is there. But if you look at the Milky Mist, at any point of time, they promote only one product. Either milk or yogurt or paneer or high protein paneer or anything. Why they do that? Why they do that?
Don't clutter. Don't clutter. When you see one thing, that it stays in the mind. When you clutter,
when you see many things, you see nothing. Right? Right or wrong? See, all of you remember me and Ramesh. Right? But we don't remember you. If suddenly we stop the workshop here and you leave, if I see you after 2 days or 3 days, somewhere in Kochi, sir, we met at Dimora and all those things, you conducted a half-day workshop with us. Okay, is it so? Then what I say? See, I smile artificially. Oh, is it so? Very nice to see you. How was the training? Hope you are doing good, and I will leave. Right? Why? Because I am seeing many faces and many people I don't remember. I am trying to remember Divya and Divya, then Tejas, then Latif. I am trying to remember at one at a time. Right? I didn't come and ask your names to this table and to that table. I will come. So that is what actually the specific behavioral objectives. And other thing is, every product is aimed at a different audience. Right? Every product is aimed at a different audience. Which we see at a later date. So that is the reason, based on the objective, you decide everything. The other day, there are certain products. For example, Malabar Gold. See, where they start their shops? In a city which has at least 10 to 15 lakhs of population, or cities like Malapuram, which has a high purchasing potential capacity, or a city like Guntur, which is a small city in Andhra Pradesh, but full Maldar. Maldar means very rich, uber rich. They don't go and start in a small town, and they don't advertise in small newspapers. They advertise only in Times of India, Malayalam Manorama, Enadu. Because, and their product is also, for example, if it is a Diwali season, the communication, the objective is around something else. If it is a marriage season, wedding season, it's a different thing. And sometimes it is, what is that? Earlier we never used to celebrate Dhanteras, that is from North India it has reached up to Kanyakumari now. Right? Dhanteras, did you celebrate when you were young? Tell me honestly. Yeah. So we celebrated it, but we never thought gold has to be purchased on that day. I'm very recently, that's phenomena. They use that. So these are all because the change is targeted. And sometimes if you look at those advertisements, they look very illogical. Have you seen the Licious advertisements now? Television advertisements? Licious. See, as a communication person, our first responsibility is to see all advertisements. Because advertisements, I'm on a serious note, I'm saying advertisements show the mirror to the society what is happening. Right? Have you ever thought a woman will be wearing sneakers and sari around 20 years back? A woman in a sari wearing sneakers. What are sneakers? Shoes. Now I see everywhere, whenever I see a woman in the sari, what she is wearing, I look at it. Why it is Nike and Adidas has promoted like that? If you remember how they have promoted through social media, through reels and all those things, they have just invited the girls, the young women, to show their dance steps in sari wearing a Nike. There were many reels that were there because they are changing, they are addressing that the sneakers can be wear with the saris also. So that's how, see what is their objective? You can't change the dress code of the woman, Indian woman, to suit to them. But instead of that, make sneakers cool with sari also. That's where you increase your sales numbers. Right? The thing is that at the end of the day, that most of our women, they wear still traditional attire, maybe kurta paisama or this thing, or a sari. So what they have made is, usually the sneakers are correlated with jeans and trousers. So what they have done, it is very difficult to do two behaviors. Why should I do a behavior that benefits Levi's, Lee and other companies? So let's promote sneakers and sports shoes with the Indian traditional attire. That's what. So why I am giving these examples is, change is very much possible if you are clear-cutly targeted what is the change you want to bring about, in whom you want to bring about, for that what they have to do, and for that what communication has to do, what other beyond communication has to do. So it is not new. If you go and work, any of you worked in the advertising agencies? Advertising agencies? No one? See, they write creative briefs. The creative brief is the heart of the campaign. So, for example, if Malabar Gold wants to run a campaign during so-and-so season, the marketing director and the marketing team of the company will write a creative brief, how they want to position their sales strategy or the product strategy in the coming 3 months. So they might take, then say they will write whether they want to take a celebrity route or they want to take a sales promotion route, whether they want to take a different route to do that. If they want to take a celebrity route, they might take Rashmika or who is that? Whoever. So why I am giving these examples is, we are dealing with the same audience who are getting exposed to different advertisements. See, people doesn't do things just because the government is saying. If we do what government is saying, then there are no problems, right? If everyone pays taxes on time, why we need tax inspectors? Right? If everyone stops at this thing, in the traffic light, we don't require traffic inspectors. If everyone travels with ticket, we don't require ticket inspectors. So usually the thing is that the government brings in the regulation for the non-behavior, but they want more behaviors because the police can control only 1-2 people who are, but if everyone is not behaving, police also can't control, right? So now we will get into our work topics. We will stop here at goal and SBOs. What is our workshop title? Workshop and SBC in NCDs and child health. What are NCDs? Huh? Non-communicable diseases. If you put the same question to the finance person, what he will answer? What is NCD? Non-convertible debentures. So, the communication is highly contextual to whom you are speaking to. In the morning, Seema has shown one interesting, that means that where the encoder, decoder, receiver, then the receiver, encoder, decoder. So it depends upon the conversation. So we will go to the next topic immediately without wasting time. See, we have selected 4 topics. One is addressing the problem of type 1 diabetes, which is mostly inherited and genetical, right? And second thing is sickle cell anemia among the tribal. What? Then the third thing is child health. What are the topic we will take? Autism. But that is a no, it is on child health and NCD. No, we will help you out. Don't worry. Ramesh sir is there, I am there, Soumya is there.
In this also there are some first.
ECE is there. Early childhood care. Up to 12 months or 6 months. 6 months. It takes care about newborn care. Yes.
You can go near and see if you can select any of these.
Then what will do? We'll do early identification of neurodevelopment. And early identification of neurodevelopment disorders. Okay? They will. They know. See, you know type 1 diabetes, right? Right? Yeah. Who are very comfortable with type 1 diabetes in this group? Yeah, you take the type 1 diabetes. Who said yes? Varsha. Okay. Then sickle cell anemia. You want to take sickle cell anemia? You take sickle cell anemia, you take type 1 diabetes. And you can take, sir, newborn care. Newborn care. So they have taken type 1. Taking. Than type 1. Yeah. Type 1 diabetes is very difficult. And second thing,
നാലാമത്തെ ടോപ്പിക്ക് നമ്മൾ ഏർലി ഐഡൻറ്റിഫിക്കേഷൻ ഓഫ് ന്യൂറോ ഡെവലപ്മെൻറ്റൽ ഡിസോർഡേഴ്സ് NDDs. യെസ്, നമ്മുടെ DICയുടെ അതൊക്കെ ഇതിനകത്ത് ഇൻക്ലൂഡ് ചെയ്യിക്കാം. ടോപ്പിക്ക് ക്ലിയർ അല്ലേ? നിങ്ങളുടെ ടോപ്പിക്ക് ടൈപ്പ് 1. ന്യൂ ബോൺ ആകുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ അപ് ടു 6 months എടുക്കാം അല്ലേ? അതോ വേണം 12 months വരെ എടുക്കാം. അപ് ടു 12 months, അപ് ടു 6 months. അതിനകത്ത് ഇമ്മ്യൂണൈസേഷനും വരുമല്ലോ. അപ് ടു 6 month ഇമ്മ്യൂണൈസേഷൻ എടുക്കാം. ഓക്കെ.
see friends, see, I want a group leader from each group to be. No. Tejas is very innocent. He can't become a leader. No, he's a very nice guy. Nice guys can't become leaders. You are. जिजिल्ला और विनु. विनु को करेंगे. विनु सर. या. Who is Ashwini? Okay, Ashwini Garu. So in your group? Sir. No. Sir has an important task. I will assign. So, which Divya? One Divya should be the leader. Okay, senior Divya. Sir, in your group, who will be the group leader? Okay. Your good name, madam?
Linda, Dr. Linda.
Dr. Linda. Okay. So, Vinu, Ashwini, Divya Senior, then Dr. Linda are the group leaders. See, why I'm saying these group leaders is, it's not that you are leaders or I'm not forcing you. See, hope you all are having laptops with you, at least one laptop in each group. Okay, great. Then what you can do is, first is that you try to understand the situation of the Kerala from this. If you have access to net, just go to the Perplexity. You know Perplexity, you know, na? Perplexity or ChatGPT or Gemini AI. You go and cull out all the research articles. You type it. Research articles on type 1 diabetes in Kerala. Right? It will generate the summary also, the key content and all those things. First is that you write the problem statement. Before writing the goal, you write the problem statement for each step. What is the problem of this? Like that neurodevelopment disorders. And newborn care, you are all walking encyclopedias. You know what has to do. See, newborn care, even you can take first 2 weeks also. It is a quite an interesting period, and where actually a lot of deaths happen, not in Kerala but otherwise. Most of the children deaths now happen within the first 2 weeks of the birth because of the improper handling of the child and during that period. And your sickle cell, right? Yeah, sickle cell. So first is that you are writing a problem statement for yourself. What is the problem you are trying to solve? Then you write the goal. Then you write 2 SBOs, 2 strategic behavioral objectives for the goal which you have written. See, Ramesh sir and I am there, and Soumya is also attended a full-fledged training there. Maybe you should help them the neurodevelopmental this thing and type 1 also, because they are little tricky to address. I am there. So newborn care, I can speak about 5 days. What all you have to do. Because as a father of 2 kids, not because as then sickle cell also have a quite a good idea what exactly it is and what are the hindrances in addressing that and all those things. Okay, ready? Friends? Ready? So what is the time? 2:45. By 4 you have to complete all these things with a tea break in between. Right? And involve yourself very well. This exercise will actually make you very happy at the end of the 4th day. Actually, we are trained by a person called Everald Hosseini. Professor Everald Hosseini. It was a 11-day training. For us, it is like going in a mountain train, slowly stopping, walking, thinking, doing, then chatting. It was quite a good exercise. Then only after 11 days only we appreciated why he has asked us to do all those things. See, involve yourself. there in the previous workshop. He was a participant. He only actually asked for this workshop. He pushed. Recently, there is a good movie called Tourist Family. It is there on Geo. It's a nice movie. It's a feel-good movie. I watch a lot of movies on OTT, sir. If I am not doing anything, I might be watching. Usually, I wake up at 6 o'clock and sleep at 9:30. There is a lot of time, and we have work from home and consult. So, travel is the biggest time killer. Not only time killer, it is the energy killer. If you kill time, it's okay. But driving for 1.5 hours, you don't feel like that.
Assignments you travel all over, you are talking about, or within a
Daily commute.
daily?
Daily commute. In that way, having a permanent job is actually in one way sense good, because at least you can figure out where you can live. See, when you joined NARDPR, Rajendra Nagar was not so developed. It has picked up in the last 1 decade as the high-tech city getting filled up and all those things.
There was also a rumor that this side also IT companies are coming.
No, sir. Hyderabad is a city that will get doubled of its current size by 2040.
Definitely.
That is the worry for Telangana people who are living in once the city becomes cosmopolitan and all those things. Rest of the state loses its political importance, being a small state. Because 40% of the constituencies are going to be in and around. So entire development discourse changes.
Even now, districts are far away or not neglected.
Slowly they will, because that's where the real estate money is there. That's where the vocal people are there.
Your side space, don't tell them open chat. They will straight away.
No, but for these topics there is no research data available.
No, research. That's what I'm saying. But that's straight away side space.
Oh, they know. Because it gives the data in ready-made forms. I have seen, for example, you can refer 10 articles and write your notes. That is the one exercise. But if you say the thing is that what is the prevalence of infant mortality in India state-wise, it generates in 2 minutes. But they give the sources. You have to click the sources. Otherwise, you will go mad.
Paper checking, searching for paper, I never use.
No, I use Google Scholar a lot.
Google Scholar and other sources. But this one,
Usually I go to the, for example, nowadays I stopped reading general mathematics. If I have to learn something, I will go and, because if you read 10 research articles on the topic, you will be a better person than reading a book. Reading research articles, that habit I developed in the last 4 or 5 years. example, if you see waste management, you can say the techniques of waste management, all those things, which will be the very general. But if you say scholarly articles on it, so they give case studies, they give behavioral studies, they give infrastructure related studies, so that you will have a holistic understanding. Because research article is written on a small item in a detailed way. So it captures every. That's what I regret also. I realized their importance at a very late age, reading research articles. I used to read EPW when I was in college and all those things. But once you become journalist and communication specialist, you are more towards messaging and say production, graphic designing and all those things.
Nowadays it's difficult. I mean, what you have now that is content. Specialize in some content, or now when it comes to presenting, that you need a different set of skills when it comes to presenting.
Sir, see, one thing, sir, at the end of the day, you get sharp only by reading and analyzing. See, there are certain tools which reduce your monotonous work. For example, I will ask Perplexity, pull out all the scholarly articles on fertility in India. Oh, they get from 70s, whichever is there on this thing. Then even you read 5-6 papers, you had a good understanding of the issue. So that is the reason nowadays when I read editorial articles in Hindu, I am not feeling excited. See, because they are written for a very general way.
They cannot write. They cannot means.
No, they should not. Because the newspaper. For example, if you take this one, sir, but even lectures also, there are good lectures. I have completed basic statistics course on Khan Academy. Because when I am reading